Good morning, students. How are you? Welcome to online social science classroom of Sri Gokulam Public School, Guruvayur. Today we are going to study about the new chapter Understanding Laws. Tell me, students, who makes laws for the entire country? Indian Parliament. Indian Parliament makes laws for the entire country. In Indian democracy, the Parliament is in charge of making laws. Parliament includes the Lok Sabha, the Rajya Sabha and the President. Children, read the following situation and answer the questions that follow. A government official helps his son go into hiding because his son has been given a 10-year jail sentence by a district court for a crime. Do you think that the government officials' actions were right? No. The government officials' actions were not right. Because, according to our constitution, all are equal before law. So, what is the rule of law? No one can be above the law, neither a government servant nor even the president of the country. All are equal before the law. Any crime or violation of the law is subject to specific punishment. So, what is the rule of law? According to the constitution, all are equal before the law. No one can be above the law, neither a government servant nor even the president of the country. In ancient times, there were so many laws. The British government introduced the rule of law. But this law was arbitrary. Example, Sedition Act of 1870. Under this act, any person protesting or criticizing the British government could be arrested without trial, means without asking anything. Another example, Rowlatt Act of 1990. According to the Rowlatt Act, the British could arrest any person at any time without trial. Jallianwala Bagh massacre was happened in India as a result of the Rowlatt Act. The British official General Dyer fired the people gathered in the Jallianwala Bagh. Thousands of people were killed and so many people were injured as a result of the Jallianwala Bagh incident. Next one, unpopular and controversial laws. In India, every citizen can express their unwillingness by holding meeting or writing in newspapers. We studied the Parliament makes new laws for the entire country. When Parliament passes a new law, citizens can express their unwillingness by conducting meetings, or they can express their views by writing in newspapers. They can criticize the new laws by writing in newspapers. What is controversial law? When any law favors one group and disregards the other, then it is called as controversial law. This type of law leads to conflict. So, what is controversial law? When any law favors one group and disregards the other group, it is called as controversial law. In India, the court has the power to cancel or modify any type of controversial law framed by the Parliament. Okay, so who has the power to cancel or modify? Modify, bring changes. Any type of controversial law framed by the Parliament? Court. The court has the power to cancel or modify any type of controversial law. So, in a democratic country like India, people have the full right to protest unjust laws. Next, How do new laws come about? The parliament makes new laws. When people think that a new law is necessary, they propose for it. The parliament then comes forward and does what is required. Example, Domestic Violence Act. The issue of domestic violence was raised by the people. Okay, the problem of the domestic violence was raised by the people. It was brought to the attention of the parliament by the people. Then the parliament passed a law. The Domestic Violence Act of 2005 is an act of Parliament of India enacted to protect women from the domestic violence. And domestic violence refers to the injury or harm or threat of injury or harm caused by an adult male, usually the husband, against his wife. So what is domestic violence? It refers to the injury or harm or threat of injury or harm caused by an adult male, usually the husband, against his wife. Injury may be caused by physically beating up the woman or by emotionally abusing her. Another law, Hindu Succession Amendment Act of 2005. According to this law, sons, daughters and their mothers can get an equal share of family property. Okay, so students, in this chapter we studied about what is the rule of law, how do new laws come about, and unpopular and controversial law. So what is the rule of law? All are equal in front of law. No one can be above the law, neither a government servant nor even the president of the country. Any crime or violation of the law is subject to specific punishment. What is controversial law? When any law favors one group and disregards the other, it is called controversial law. In a democratic country like India, the people have the full right to protest unjust laws. Our Indian citizens can express their unwillingness by conducting meetings or writing in newspapers or media. We also studied about Domestic Violence Act and Hindu Succession Amendment Act. Students, you can see a storyboard related to Domestic Violence Act in the textbook. Read it thoroughly and study the terms evolution, sedition, repressive, etc. URL related to this topic is attached. Watch the URL. Notes also attached. Bye students.